On this episode, we're recapping a quick weekend that included back-to-back concerts, a stay at the Drury Inn near Disney Springs, a mini food crawl with stops at Pizza Ponte, Salt and Straw, and Chicken Guy, plus a quick run through the Vineland outlets. Today's March 10th, 2026, and this is episode 853 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey guys, before we get into today's episode, we had a slight audio issue. Again, I promise I'm going on Amazon right now and I am ordering a new microphone cable for myself. But the audio cut out about a third of the way through this episode on my microphone. So I had to use the bleed over from Rhonda's microphone to try and pull my audio and voice up to match the best I could. So about a third of the way in, you're not going to have the greatest quality audio episode, but you're still going to get all of the content. So I do apologize. We will get this fixed for any future episodes, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Well, today is going to be a little different. Again, we are just going to, Jeremy put a few notes. We are just going to sit down and talk about our quick weekend.
Yeah, why do I feel like every time now we go, this episode's going to be a little different? Because we did this too. It's similar to what we did a couple weeks ago when I had gone down to see my friend Michael and then gone to Maryland, and you went to Athens, Georgia, and came back. And so this will be kind of similar to that.
Yeah, because normally I go, what are we recording on? And he'll have a topic.
Yeah.
Whereas we did go to Disney Springs this weekend. But when I said something about it, he was like, well, we'll talk again like we did a few weeks ago. So I was like, well, so these are a little different to me, because normally I go, what are we recording on? And then you're like, well, we're going to record on Flower and Garden, or we're going to record on this, which we are going. This is coming out on a Tuesday. We are recording on Sunday as the rain pours down here in Florida.
I've gotten to the age where when it rains,
I'm very
say,
happy.
Oh, good, we could use it.
Yes.
And then I hate myself for just a little bit, you know?
I thought about that, taking the trash around to the front, first of all, before it started raining. And then second of all, because some of our grass is green. And I thought, ooh, yay, it's going to rain. We need it.
Yeah. The first time that I was like walking out front or something, like taking the trash to the curb, and, you know, a neighbor says something like, hey, I think it's going to rain. And I responded, oh, good, we could use it. I wanted to go just lock myself in a room and never come out again because I officially reached that age.
Yeah.
And then there were kids on my lawn, and I had to yell at them. I
No.
said, get off my lawn,
Okay.
you pesky youths.
But yeah, it's raining here in Florida. It comes out Tuesday. And then 2 days later, we head to Disney for the entire weekend.
Yeah, so we
All
will.
of Flower and Garden.
Yeah, we will cover Flower and Garden Thursday. And what we're going to do, if you have seen what we did for like Festival of the Arts, we went and videoed all of the items and booths that we tried to put out on YouTube. So you'll be able to go out and get those reviews. They're not live, but we consider them live because they're unedited. We just put them out there. So you get our real reactions. And so what we're going to do is take that audio and drop it on Friday as the episode, because we have a very, very busy week. I feel like Friday night when we went to the concert truly started our kind of craziness that's about to occur.
Yes, it did. Yeah, because I started getting ready Friday afternoon. And then...
So let's dive right in. Let's dive into our Friday. Let's dive into our weekend.
Yeah. So Friday afternoon, I got ready and just started, taking a girl time to get ready by blow drying my hair and making it straight because Jeremy likes it straight. And then, so we actually went as soon as he was done. He recorded a podcast. And as soon as he was done with that, we headed down to 5 Points in Jacksonville, which we went and had a nice dinner and went
Where
to
did
Hawkers.
we have dinner? Yeah.
Which has been, there's one in Orlando, right? You told me.
There is. Yeah. There's, I know I had another friend from back home that I went to high school with said there's one in Bethesda, Maryland.
Okay.
So they're
super good
chain.
Super good though.
I don't know what
Small
they call. I think it's called like Asian street
flair?
food. Yeah. Asian street food.
Yeah,
and
because
it is delicious.
the bathrooms, I think, are in Asian, like the word. But thank God, has a person that looks like a female on there.
Oh,
because
yeah, when you get to the doors, like when you go
noticed
somewhere.
that. Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah, you get to some of these places and they're just so confusing. It'll say like Tandies and Landies, and you're like, which one am I?
Yeah.
Am I a Tandy or a Landy?
Right.
So you need the little photo. But yeah, it's like Asian street food.
Yeah, super cool.
Small plates. They put this one in Jacksonville in the 5 Points area quite some time ago, but we hadn't probably been in a decade.
Yeah.
When I
been a very
still
long
worked
time.
close to downtown, sometimes like I would go over for a lunch. We had gone a few times before. They have what is kind of like their Asian bread service. It's called roti canai, and it comes with this red curry spicy dipping sauce.
So good.
And
But their bread, like
oh
what
my gosh,
kind is that?
the bread, I think that's the roti.
It's
And
so good.
if you could take like that, I would take that bread over Sanaa's naan anytime.
I think I would too.
And if you could get, because this just comes with the red curry dipping sauce, which is phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah.
Like I could eat it with a spoon.
Okay.
And it's got a nice little kick, like that Disney level heat that we always talk about with John. But you dip it in the red curry, the bread stuff. But if you could take that roti and put it with the dipping accoutrement from Sanaa's bread service, it might be the best thing you could ever eat in your entire life.
Yeah.
We did some summer shrimp spring rolls,
Those were
which were
really
so
good.
nice, light
Really
and
light and
refreshing
fresh.
with the peanut sauce. We got some duck bow buns.
I thought they were really good, but you like them the least.
I liked them the least. And this is like us doing the monorail ranking of resorts. Even number 10 is still good.
Yeah.
So to say I liked it the least doesn't mean it wasn't good.
I really
it was
liked it,
great. It just wasn't to me as good as the other three. Because then we got some chicken pot stickers or dumplings, which is really cool there when you order them. And the reason we're talking about this is because there might be a Hawkers near you. And maybe you've been, maybe you've never been.
There is one in Orlando.
Yes, there is.
So if you were, y'all UK people that come for a couple of weeks and you don't want Disney food, but you want good food, go to Hawkers.
Be a place to go.
Yeah.
And it's cool because the dumplings, you can order, there's a couple different types of dumplings. We did the chicken, and you can get them either pan-seared, steamed, or fried. And we got them pan-seared.
Pan-seared.
And they came with just basically like a soy dipping sauce.
And is that
so
all we got?
Good. Yeah. We got those four items.
Yep.
They did have 2 zero-proof beverages.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah, one that was a zero-proof bourbon-based beverage that I had that I enjoyed.
Did not like that. I tasted it.
Yes, you did not. So even all this time later, you still don't like the flavor of any kind of bourbon-y drink. And then yours was, I believe, like a tequila zero proof kind of base.
It was good.
Because it was like a Blanco type, zero proof spirit. So very, very good. It was an absolutely beautiful night.
Oh,
they have all these windows, like sliding windows that they had opened up right into 5 Points. People walking by, walking their dogs, carrying their dogs. We saw 2 people carrying dogs, and neither one was like the carrying size that you normally would have. The one lady had a pretty good sized dog, probably like a 20, 25 pound dog. She was just carrying it. And so I said, at one point, I was like, you're not allowed to walk them? But then we saw people walking them. You might see somebody all dressed up on stilts walking by. Yeah. And then coming back. And I guess somebody, I don't know if somebody stole her stilts because then she walked by without them. So I don't know if she was taking them to stilt storage, but did that. And then this weekend was, and this entire week is honestly, it's based around my favorite band, Blue October, because they are playing next weekend, the 13th and 14th at the Garden Rocks Festival. If you happen to be there, if you happen to want to check out Blue October, keep an eye out for us. We will be at all 6 shows. So you might be able to see us there. But their lead singer, Justin Furstenfeld, does this, what he calls the open book tour every year.
Right.
And he just released a new book, actually himself, a couple months ago called I Laugh at Myself. And this is the I Laugh at Myself tour. And it's 2 hours of him playing Blue October songs acoustic. That's so good. Storytelling. He tells the stories around the songs. He does 10 and 15-minute monologues, basically. And it's just a really cool experience. They're seated shows. They tend to be like 16 and 18 plus. They're very intimate. There's no phones allowed out. There's no video or photos allowed. They prefer that you're not woo-wooing through the entire thing. So it's just a really, really cool show. So he was playing in Jacksonville on Friday night and then at the House of Blues on Saturday night. So being the insane person that I am, I got us tickets to both of those shows, and that's what would basically craft our weekend.
Yeah, but I'm actually, now that it's over with, because a lot of times Jeremy does all this and then he just tells me and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm not going to lie, now that it's over and done with, I'm super, super happy. I always loved being at Disney. House of Blues was a great experience. But if you would have only gotten Friday night, I think that would have been the best and wouldn't have get, because spoiler alert, that was the best show.
Yeah, that was the better show of the two.
I think the whole evening. Yeah. With going to dinner, well, first getting a great parking spot, then going to dinner.
Yeah, if you've ever been to 5 Points, a great parking spot is worth its weight in gold. And it didn't cost anything, which made it even better.
Correct. Yeah. We got a great spot, and then we got in line, and originally Jeremy was like, let's go get our seats because it's general admission seats. So you just go sit, and then, we could go get merch or whatever. Well, the merch line was so short. I was like, why don't we just go here first? There was literally, maybe 5 people in front of us.
Yeah.
So we get in line, and Jeremy actually, I'm super excited to tell this story, actually was wanting a vinyl that they only sell 25 at every show. And our dear friend Christy went to a show, and Jeremy asked if she could get it because she did the meet and greet. And a lot of times when you do the meet and greet, that's when you can get one. Well, she couldn't get one. Yeah.
They'd been selling out during the meet and greets.
So here we are in line for merch, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's a vinyl, and I'm like, he's going to get one. I just had this overwhelming peace. I just had this total, he's getting one. And it was super funny because she starts, I guess a couple of them in front of us asked for a vinyl, and she takes one away, but then there's another one, then she gets another one. And then when it was our turn, I believe Jeremy got the second to last one. Yeah. And I was like, but like I said, I just knew it. So I wasn't surprised. And Jeremy, you were just you just were shocked.
Yeah, I kept staring at it all night, even after I got it. Because again, there's only 25 of these available. It is unreleased Blue October and Justin Furstenfeld stuff that he has said is never going to be released again, and it will never be released in any other way other than this limited edition vinyl.
Surprise colors.
Yeah, every vinyl has a surprise color. So I got kind of a greenish,
like a St. Patty's Day green.
Like green, beautiful. Opaque, whatever. There's some that are splatter colors. There's some that all these different colors, so you don't know what you're going to get. Again, much like a box of chocolates or Star Tours, you never know what you're going to get.
Correct.
And so that was super cool. And I have started recently collecting vinyls, but I'm not a collector.
Right.
Where I don't look for the limited edition stuff. I don't try and get I don't worry about what pressing it is or this or that.
Right.
I just go, hey, I like this album. I'm going to get it. And this was the first, I guess, limited edition special thing that I had seen that I was like, I really want to get my hands on that.
Yeah.
So the fact that I did was super duper cool. But you continue. Sorry, I just was interjecting.
No, that's fine. Because, excuse me. Then we we went, and This was a really nice, intimate show, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think there were still tickets, unfortunately, available, which means it didn't sell out. But we went straight to sit down, and I, being short, sitting down, period, like, I loved getting on the end. We got on the end. We were just, I guess, a few rows back from the stage, I feel like, and it was just great. Like, I could see perfectly. It was just fantastic.
It was.
It was cold in there.
It was.
It's cold in both places.
Yeah, it was cold in both places. They're running the AC in these places.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we. Do you want to go with the rest now of the night?
I will, because I'm excited about this. So, today, March 10th, is a very special day for me.
Oh, I forgot it comes out on Tuesday. Yeah.
For one. So this
Happy
episode
anniversary.
comes out. It will be my 2-year sober anniversary.
Yes.
If you've been following the show for at least 2 years now,
If not longer.
Obviously, if not longer, you've heard about my journey through sobriety, and a lot of the struggles and all that type of stuff. And so I wrote a book. That comes out today, March 10th, when this episode comes out as well.
Yeah.
You can now officially go to stillloudnowclear.com and buy it. If you were one of the wonderful folks, first of all, who pre-ordered it when that was going on for a short period of time, thank you so much, first of all. That is unbelievable. I was overwhelmed as I continue to see pre-orders come in. And I will be getting those out in the mail to you this week. There's a couple extra little goodies in there that I hope you enjoy. But otherwise, you can go to stillloudnowclear.com and buy it. So I do not have copies in my hand. This is print on demand. So when you go out and order it, Lulu.com, who I'm doing it through, who's a wonderful, wonderful print on demand book company that allows people like me to self-publish a book. And so they will print it and they will ship it to you. For the pre-orders, I took those myself and I ordered a box of books,
Okay.
which will be here. Again, we're recording Sunday. I'm hoping tomorrow I'll pack them, I'll send them and all that stuff. But it's not like it's like with our shirts, people will message me sometimes and they'll be like, hey, do you have this shirt in this size and all? And I'm like, I don't, because we don't keep them on hand. They're all print on demand.
Right.
But I will have these right now. And so I had to get a proof copy. And you can just hit the 30-second skip if you don't care about this. That's fine. I understand it's not Disney, but it is life. And so I had to order a proof copy, which is my first physical copy that I got just Tuesday. And is the physical book that I get to flip through and go, this looks
cool.
good.
It's amazing.
It's insane to see this thing,
Yeah.
after all these months.
I'm so proud of you.
And, the book I started writing in July. So in some ways it feels like I've been working on this since July. And in other ways, I've been working on it since the day I was born, because it goes that far back, kind of. And so anyway, so I had the proof copy and I'm like, this looks great. I'm going to approve it. And then when Tuesday hits, everything will be good to go. People can order it. I know exactly what they're getting. I want to make sure it'll be right. And then I was like, we're going to see Justin Furstenfeld, who honestly was the spark that lit this book, in a sense. You were the one who had the idea for the book.
Oh.
But it was because of the show that we went to in Austin, Texas, back in June. And when I got back, I had some epiphanies, some clarity, and I decided to write a blog about it. And I put it on the Main Street Magic site, and I put it out, and I had a wonderful response. And you read it and said, you should write a book. And I was like, okay. And so I did.
Yeah, and you
so,
really did.
So Justin and Blue October were kind of that initial lighting of the match, and it was like you took the match and lit the dynamite, right? So I was like, let me order another proof copy, basically.
Okay.
Because if I have an opportunity, I would like to hand it to Justin and say, hey, thank you. Like, they are featured. I think there's 20-something maybe Blue October songs throughout the book. There's some stories about Justin, all that. So anyway, so I was like, I got that in my hand. And I took the 2 books to this show. And at the end of every solo show and every Blue October show, he sits outside, or he sits right inside the venue or at the merch table, and he will sign every single item that comes by, basically. One item per person. He will stop. He'll chat with you for a second. So after the show's up, we hop up, get in line. We're like third in line or something.
Third in line.
And he walks by to go down to the booth, chats with the first two people and all. And I get up there.
Comes by and touches your face.
Oh, he did touch my face.
Because your beard. And he was like, that's a good beard.
He said, that's a good beard. And he touched my beard. So
he did.
It was my own little fangirl moment. So I wasn't going to bring it up. But so anyway, so I go down and I take my proof copy and I open it up and I slide it in front of him and, said, would you sign this?
Right.
And I'm going to tell the story how I remember it because I feel like I blacked out during most of it.
You probably did. Go ahead. And I
basically did that, and he starts to sign it, and I said, this is a book I wrote. Basically, this is a book I wrote. It comes out Tuesday, which is my 2-year sober anniversary. And he's like, you wrote this? And then I pulled the other one out, and I said, and here's a copy for you. And he kind of starts to open up, and he's like, oh, wow. He said, did you sign this book for me?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I wrote a note inside for you.
And you wrote your name.
Yeah, I wrote my name, but I had written a note to him just thanking him for everything and being a lot of inspiration and making music and all that has helped get me through a lot of things. And so I had that in there, and he looks at it, he opens it, and he goes, well, write your number down in here for me. And hands me a pen and basically slides the book back. So I write my phone number down.
I hope you wrote the right number.
I hope I did too, because I was starting to run. You know when you start to run out the edge of a page? Like when you get to the edge of it and you're like, I should have started this. I should have started writing this in the middle of the page, not more towards the end. So I was kind of squeezing in the last little digit. So hopefully I wrote it correctly. But and then he says something about his new book that had just come out, and he yells over to the merch table and says, basically like, hey, bring this guy a book. And she comes over, she hands me his book. We chatted for maybe a minute just about some things here and there and some sobriety stuff and our girls, because he's got 3 kids. His oldest daughter, Blue, is a year older than Kaylin.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so we kind of chatted about that. And then as I was walking away, he said, I'm going to read this. And it was freaking cool. It was amazing. So it was an absolutely perfect night. And I think, as Rhonda said, if we had not gone Saturday night, I would have been as content as humanly possible. But it took a lot of relief and pressure, I think, out of Saturday night for me.
100%.
Because it was hard, as much as I enjoyed the show, not to think the entire time, like, I'm about to hand this guy this book I wrote that means everything to me and my life and my family. And he's a main inspiration for it, you know? And so it was freaking cool. I was on cloud 9 all night. It was hard to sleep.
I was surprised. I don't know why. I think because I wonder how many things, people they come across and stuff.
Of course.
And I even said to him, like, what if he just threw it away? Like you
and
get
he may have.
in like you see in Vegas where they give you these things and you're like, thanks,
like,
and then you take it and then the next trash can you throw it away. So I think that and I guess I always think of like not the worst, but and then it was super cool. I was even blown away with the reaction. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, it seemed really genuine, and he seems like a very genuine person.
100%.
And his
cool.
his open book tour is raw and vulnerable, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, he tells some deep, dark stories.
And he's 13 years sober. So.
Yes, 13 and a half years sober himself. So anyway, that's enough about that. Let's talk some Disney because we got up Saturday morning.
So then Saturday morning, I got up and actually went to work because just with how busy we are going to be, we are now sliding into, since we are in March, we are sliding into, we're in March, about to be in March Madness, spring break, Final Four, our Disney cruise. So I sometimes need to work as much as I can. So I needed to go to work. And a lot of times when I'm scheduling people, I will ask Jeremy, because the biggest thing I hate to do is to schedule somebody and go, sorry, you're booked, but now I need to move you, because I hate that. If my right. So if my nails or I get something to get done and then they have to move it, it just sucks. And then sometimes I'm like, I can't. So so it's super funny because I always text Jeremy and he's like, yeah, you can that morning. He goes, but we're going to Disney. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm going to Disney and I'm allowed to work. And I was like, all right. So then he explained to me, we're going to the House of Blues. We're staying at Drury Inn. And I was like, oh. And I was like, so technically we don't need to do anything because we are already scheduled for all of next week to be in the parks for Flower and Garden. So this was all going to be just Disney Springs. And I'm like, all right, cool. But I still hurried and got my clients done as quick as possible in the morning. So we arrived about 3:00 at the Drury on Saturday to check in, which was great. We checked in, went straight to our room. Jeremy was already dressed. I went and changed, and everything else was done. So all I had to do was change, and then we walked down to head to eat because I have not eaten that day. And I was like, all right, I don't care, but I want Pizza Ponte and I want salt and straw. And so
Let's talk, before we get into those, just talk some about the Drury Inn. We'll cover some Drury Inn stuff.
yeah, I was
We've not stayed there since last Main Street 16 last year. We love this place.
love it.
It is a non-Disney Disney Springs hotel. You know, we've been doing a lot of this off-property stuff there on Broadway. And
But this felt good.
we've had some, I guess, whatever you want to call it, at some of these places that always haven't made them the greatest.
Right.
How did it feel? Because we're still not, next weekend we're at All-Star Movies. We're not only on Disney property, but we're in a Disney hotel and resort.
Right.
And how does Drury still feel to you? Is it still somewhere I think that we love? Because you can speak for me on this, because I feel the same way as you do.
I think we love it and we feel more home.
Yeah.
I do forget how far it is for like us walking, because when we turned off of exit 68, it is pretty much the first hotel going in that way, whereas like the Wyndham obviously is a lot closer, and it's so I forget that because again we walk, which is fine, but they have a shuttle, and honestly it just does, it feels like home. We sleep really good. I mean, so we did parking, of course, because we drive, and instead of 25 now it is 28. But I mean, the amount of food and the food we get, like, for example, this morning, I know I'm jumping ahead, but, we went and sat down for breakfast. Thank God they go till 10 o'clock on the weekends, because with the time change, we forgot about the time change. So it was 9:30. And I'm like, oh my God, I slept till 9:30. And I don't even realize the time change at this point. And we're like, 10 o'clock stops food. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we just got to put clothes on and go eat. But we did. And it was great because like I had, they have so many things. I had eggs, and then they have sausage patties, and I got a biscuit, and I put 2 sausage patties between the biscuit and just ate it as a sandwich. But then they have fruits and cereals and oatmeal and like just Mickey waffles, pancakes. Like and then we got a Mickey waffle because I was like kind of still hungry. Honestly, I had the sandwich, I had some eggs, and I had a few potatoes because they had
they're home
fries or home potatoes, whatever you call them.
Fried potatoes.
And then Jeremy and I were discussing, because they have Coke, Diet Coke. They only have 5: Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, Mr. Pibb, and Fanta, and then water. But you saw people filling up their bottles like to kind of go, and I was like, you know what? At first I thought that's wrong, but I'm like, no, you pay for it.
Yeah.
So why not?
You're not, you're not like, we had this whole conversation at breakfast, because you look at it, it's like, well, like we saw a guy fill up an empty Sprite bottle.
Yep.
With a machine.
Yep.
And in my mind, I'm like, that's okay. This is part of your stay.
Correct.
It's different when you used to, now that everything's chipped on Disney property and at the resorts,
right,
food court, we used to see people go up and get, fill up with a Coke, their water bottle, when you're supposed to go buy a cup. And so anyway, but the only thing that made me so sad that I used to love about this breakfast and maybe it was just today or something, but because we did get there on the later end, of course, they used to have flour tortillas, and I would make breakfast tacos every time I went. And they did not have them.
Not today.
Made me sad.
Yeah.
But everything else was outstanding.
Oh, it was.
And they started a little while back where if you're not staying at the Drury, you can actually come here and eat breakfast, and I believe it's like $16 a person.
Which is really not bad with everything that you get and all the hot.
Breakfast.
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing it's missing, for example, like is 2 meats. So one day we'll get sausage, one day we'll get bacon.
Oh.
Bacon on the same day.
True. So I was very excited for today.
Yeah, their sausage is really good there. But
it is.
Around, when this is one of those, the value comes back to you.
Yep.
So the fact that we had to pay $28 parking, we made up for and then some in that breakfast.
Yep.
Now the night before we could have done the kickback from 5:30 to 7.
But I wanted some good food.
We're heading down to Disney Springs, but that includes these very heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
There's always a nacho bar. There's always hot dogs. Then they'll rotate like a salad each night, a soup each night, a kind of main entree each night. They've had everything from you could do pulled pork sandwiches to chicken Alfredo. I mean, all of this stuff. Plus, for the drinking type, the non-drinkers, of course, you're still getting all that soda.
Right.
For breakfast and, all day. They have coffee. They have juices. One of those they call a tropical blend, but it's basically pog juice. Apple juice, cranberry juice. So they have all this stuff, milk and everything. Then, if you are over 21, you get a drink ticket for every night you are there for those 3 free drinks. And it's basically a full bar.
Yeah.
They usually have like a cocktail that they're mixing. They got beer, wine, and then they have all the spirits where if you want just to go sip on some whiskey, you could get that. If you want a vodka Sprite or a rum and Coke, you can get that. And they're included 3 drinks per adult per evening. If all you want to do is slap a $10 value on each of those drinks, a couple like us, that's a $60 value each night.
I want to clarify because I know you keep saying open bar, like open, but they don't have a ton of options.
No.
So, I think they have like one vodka,
Right.
if I remember correctly. I think they have like one whiskey or something.
Well drinks.
Right. They don't have where you're like, ooh, I could pick, from 2 or 3 different whiskeys. Or I'm just saying, because a lot of times people think of an open bar, you kind of think more like.
I mean to say full bar in the sense that normally something like this
is a beer and wine.
Beer.
Correct. There are
a couple good selections.
Correct.
So, and let's be honest, over 2 years ago, I don't care if they had a bunch of well whiskey or just one well whiskey.
Right.
That was fine. But again, it's included in that. So
right.
The value is really
right
up there. And the other thing I said around, if you came, and we can put a $16 value on breakfast because they're doing that.
Correct.
Right? So that's $32.
Right.
In addition. Right? Plus.
Well, that's already. Right.
We want to talk about the drinks, and let's put another $32 on the food at Kickback. You got a popcorn time in the afternoon that they pop fresh popcorn. You can go get the sodas then. So you can put a good 100+ value a night, I think, on the Drury Inn for this. And what we're saying is, a $16 value for breakfast. When you go to, we'll just pick All-Star Movies where we're at next weekend. If we went down to get breakfast,
yep,
without spending an absolute fortune, there's no way you could have access to biscuits and gravy and sausage,
right,
and eggs, 2 types of scrambled eggs, and pancakes, and Mickey waffles, and yogurt, and pastries, and bagels.
Correct.
And
right.
So
that's the hard part. Because sure, you could get the Bountiful breakfast.
Yeah, Bountiful one that I think comes with eggs, waffles, sausage, bacon, maybe.
Something like that. But it's like $16.99, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
So, again, you have this, and here's the other thing. When you're done your plate, you can go back and get more.
Right. No, in the Bountiful breakfast at Disney, you cannot. So
it really is such a value here. And I think out of, here in the Wyndham are the 2 that we will continue to stay at Disney Springs, I think, in the future.
Yes, I think these are the 2 that we found that we really like the most. And I really do. And then, Drury is just a great, great place. And I felt like more like home. And I say home because then you just walk across to Disney Springs and there you are. You're in the midst of it all.
Yeah. And if you're thinking, wow, Drury Inn, that's amazing they do this at Disney. They do this at all Drury.
Yeah.
So, now it is one where if we are going to go travel somewhere other than Disney, which we do about once every other year, we'll look for Drury Inn. They also have a great rewards program. Sign up for that. Amy with MEI Travel can book this for you.
Yes.
And they also have 1 and 2 bedroom suites at the Disney Springs one. So this is not a paid promotion. We just really do love this.
Yeah.
And that's enough of our.
I wish it was a paid promotion.
It was too. Drury, hit me up. All right, move back on down to Pizza Ponte.
Yeah. So Jeremy's been actually communicating with Molly, and her and Eric were there and met us, and it was wonderful. We had a really nice lunch with them, hung out, the 4 of us, and just sat and chatted, and it was wonderful. I had a really, really nice time. Thank you, Molly and Eric, for coming and hanging with us, and I hope y'all had a wonderful time. So they're at we're at Universal this weekend and went to what we did before, which was the Informer.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And I was very... what?
Wasn't that the Snow? We had the song Informer.
I have no idea, dude.
I'm not...
I think you should.
No, it's the Informer. Boom, boom, down.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. Good job. Good job, babe.
I don't know what, early 2000s?
Okay.
Late 90s? I don't know.
I'm sure I'd recognize it if I hear it. Okay. But yeah, and I just was like, so it was so funny because we were gonna eat, and I was like, I want the Gladiator because the Gladiator has tomato, mozzarella, prosciutto, Italian sausage, and pepperoni, all for $8.95. So Jeremy was like, I'm gonna get my own, and he got one, I got one, and then we're like, do we want a bun, which is your house-made garlic cheese pinwheel layered with mozzarella, provolone, and roasted garlic. And then you get marinara with it for $8. And I was like, yeah, go ahead. It was good. This one was good once you got to the inside. I didn't like it. I'm glad you ate.
The last 2 have not been as good as when we used to.
Because it started to look a little more done.
Yeah. I think with these, they get slightly overcooked.
Yeah, overcooked.
Sometimes they throw them back in the oven. Mm-hmm. And like you said, until you got to the center, it was a lot of dough. Which I was still okay with because 1, I was hungry, and 2, I love their dough.
Yeah,
but
super good.
For most of the bun, I was just ripping off dough only and dipping it in the marinara, which is also delicious. Uh-huh. But I don't feel like we had the best one.
And none of them looked good that I felt like I was almost going to be like, I'm good. But I
still did enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that Gladiator pizza.
So good.
It's my favorite.
It is so good. We had this with Rachel. It's so good. I was very happy I got this and pretty much ate the whole thing. Yeah. And then they were needing to go to check in with the Informer. And then, because I was like, do y'all want to go down to Salt and Straw? Did you eat dessert? They did have a cannoli earlier. So I was like, oh, okay. But they had to go check in. So we went down to Salt and Straw. And they have basically their cereal flavors back, where we got these last year.
Yeah. Last year, one of my best friends, Lucy, for my 1 year sober anniversary, sent me are they the pints or half pints, whatever
they're the little ones, yeah. All this entire series, yeah. Of this
up in a styrofoam.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Like dry ice. So we had this entire series last year, 5 flavors. They got to hang out in our freezer, and we got to eat Salt and Straw anytime we wanted for a little bit. It was freaking amazing. It was the best. So the cereal is back this day.
And back as in, well, some of them I think are different because I do not remember. They had a Snap and Crackle marshmallow treats. And this is Rice Krispie marshmallow Florentines crushed and scattered throughout salted vanilla ice cream. That is what I got in a regular cone because they had the chocolate. Yeah. So I just did a regular cone, and this was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was so good.
One little lick, and it was.
No, I gave you the bottom part of mine.
Yeah, but by that point, it's so much cone.
Yeah.
But
But the Pots of Gold and Rainbows is back, which is basically your Lucky Charms. This is hand sorted rainbow marshmallows playfully tossed in cereal steeped ice cream. And then your vegan one that is back that is not new is your Captain Berry's Treasure. And this is cereal steeped coconut and oat milk swimming in fruity house-made crunch berries. And it does taste exactly. The only thing I was sad for. So if you're vegan and you want this, like, it is so good. I just think I wish it was not vegan and it was creamy and in a like regular ice cream.
But I will say, out of the vegan ones, which I agree usually aren't as creamy,
This was really good.
I enjoy this one.
I agree.
New this year, I almost did a taste of this, and then things were just happening because we were talking to the employee, and then she moved us down to the end, so I forgot to ask. But they have a Concord grape nut crumble. Which is basically like your grape nuts. Yeah. I actually love grape nuts.
I did too.
And I was like a kid. I feel like grape nuts were made for old people. I thought they were delicious. So this is Concord grape juice frozen yogurt swirled with rich grape nut pudding and studded with toasted pecan grape nut crumble.
I bet it would be good though.
It would be. So if we do make it back there before the end of the month, and I don't know that we are, unless we find a time to sneak over there next weekend, maybe Thursday night or something, because we don't have concerts and all. We could do it any night. We'll go back.
I'm like, we're staying on property. And on the weekends, they stay open till 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, so we'll make it back.
Okay.
I didn't. But what I was the peanut butter brownie cereal puff.
And it was good. I tasted it.
Baked peanut butter glazed brownies tossed in a peanut butter marbled milk chocolate ice cream. It was fantastic.
And you had it in a regular cone.
It was so good. There were parts where there were giant swirls of peanut butter through the ice cream, and I loved it.
Good.
I loved the salted malted.
Oh, yeah.
I love, this might have become my favorite salt and straw flavor that I've had up to this point.
When we go this coming weekend, I might get the Pots of Gold and rainbows again.
Yeah, I'll try the Concord.
Yeah.
And see how it is.
Yeah.
So from there we saw Justin at House of Blues again. We met Kenny and Tony and Jennifer outside.
Yeah. And
time we were waiting and talking with.
They're going to come to the because they live in Tampa. Yeah. So they're going to actually come to some of the shows, I think, this weekend.
Friday. Yeah. Keep an eye out for them. They're not listening or anything. We didn't tell them we do a Disney podcast.
Oh, yeah. No, we did not.
They just happened to, which would be insane. Like, wait a second. Put it all together.
That'd be funny.
But anyway, we will keep an eye out for them. Then afterwards, Rhonda had mentioned this earlier, and if you're new to the show and you don't know, sometimes things get in my head, and I fixate on them. And I don't want to veer from that. And so prior, Rhonda had mentioned, hey, afterwards, why don't we get Chicken Guy?
Well, because I wasn't sure if he would still be hungry, if I would still be hungry. I wasn't sure.
Remove that first sentence.
Okay.
Because you knew I would.
Okay.
Right?
Well, and I was like, I don't want Pizza Ponte again. And
I would have gone for Pizza Ponte if you had said that.
Anyways, I was like, why don't we do something different? And the last time we were there, we were with the girls and we got Chicken Guy. So I was like, why don't we get that? But really quick, I'm going to go back to House of Blues real quick because, and I'm not sure if this is like, and because we were seated, maybe this was more allowed. Because I wouldn't want, if I was going to a regular concert there, I don't think I'd want to have a bag. But because we were going, we actually kind of shopped around Disney Springs. They had the drop shop. They had these new cute stitches that we didn't care anything that we got. They're all fuzzy and soft. We got both like quote unquote Donalds. We got one Donald and then one so he's basically dressed as Donald. And it's a little tiny baby Donald. And then the other one was Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Yeah.
So
this is Donald holding little baby Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Stitch dressed as Donald holding them.
So they are adorable.
They're
like
so good.
So stinking cute.
Jeremy are still there next weekend, which they might not be. Yeah. That's how the drop shop works. But if they are, we will be picking up some other. There's no Pluto one.
I know. It's super cute.
It's like on all fours drinking out of a bowl.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Pluto.
Yeah.
Oh, they're adorable.
So I love them because now every time I look, I just think of Rachel and now I smile.
Yeah.
So and they're sitting right by my computer. So I love them. But so I was like, these can go in my bag because I was taking in a 12x6 basic. I was a Lulu. I was taking in a little Lulu belt bag. But we went into Coke because we had some time to kill, and we saw, I was like, if I walked in, I was like, if I find my girlfriend something, I'm going to get her this. And there was something that I was like, oh my gosh. So we bought it, and I was like, worst case scenario, I'll throw the bag and everything away and just put it on. So I actually saw the guys and I was like, hey, am I allowed to bring this in? And they were like, yeah. And then I even joked and said, because if not, I could put it on. It's a t-shirt or spirit jersey. And they were like, yeah, no problem. So I was like, oh. And then when we were going through security, they were like, all bags here. And then if you don't go here, I saw somebody else with a much larger like shopping bag because I also, Francesca's is closing at Disney and I was going to get something there, but I didn't because I was like, I was afraid going into this like concert venue that they were going to be like, sorry, you're not allowed to bring that in. So just so you're aware, and I would kind of probably maybe, again, if it's a seated situation you're going to, I think that's majorly different. Whereas like if you're a regular show and there's no seating, like that would just be too much unless you really want to hold it all the time. But I was really impressed with that and where we were able to.
Yeah.
Especially since you're shopping around Disney Springs.
Yeah.
So,
I love that venue through and through.
Yeah, it was great.
I check it all the time to see who's coming.
Oh, good.
Did you save those tickets? They were handing them on the way out?
I think they're in the bag.
Okay, because we could tell we were on the way out and they were handing out this free tickets to see the Molly Ringwalds next Friday night. Who I believe it's like a cover, like 80s cover band.
Aren't we going to be seeing Justin
But if we
in Blue October?
Depending on how late the Molly Ringwalds or whoever are playing there, if we ended up at Springs after the Blue October shows, we didn't pay for those tickets, we could pop in and say, hey, see it.
Say hey. Hey, what's up?
Guys, walk back up. So anyway, chicken guy.
Yep.
We did decide to go over there.
Yep.
And we got the 5 tenders. They do 3 tenders and they do 5 tender meals. You get choice of guys original, hot, or grilled or southern chicken tenders. Southern is just
Southern's newer and it takes a little longer.
like
Yep.
traditional breaded and they take longer. So we didn't get them the last time we went with the girls.
And we didn't get them this time.
It was going to take longer.
Correct.
Okay. So this time we just ordered the original.
Right.
These are these lightly kind of breaded. I don't know how to explain them really.
They're just good.
But they're really good.
Yeah.
You get a choice of 2 sauces with it. You get a drink and fries.
Their fries are outstanding.
Great.
Outstanding. I would go in.
They look
Yes.
hand cut.
I would go in and just get fries, honestly.
Totally. So we sat. I tried not to die on the flooring. I think it was my new shoes. I don't know if they had wet.
I was
sides.
fine.
So I don't know if they've just done the wet floor sides up or there's a lot of frying going on
Yeah.
in the place. And much like when you walk into a bathroom, you don't want to use the hand dryers because it just blows fecal matter. Right? So I think in here,
They just blows
that
fryer.
fryer oil gets in the air and it settles on the ground, making the ground basically like nice.
I was fine, by the way.
I did you see me trying to walk? I was walking on that. I was very, very
I wish I would have known.
these new Nikes, they're Alan gets me Jordans, a pair of Jordans, custom Jordans every year for Christmas. And so I got these new ones that are like I shot my book bio photos with these Jordans. And so this is the second time I've worn them. So I don't know if it was a combination of the two.
It was.
But I guarantee you could do a slip and slide across that floor.
It was very funny. We did get something new that we have not gotten before, and they do have the milkshakes there. And I was thinking, I forgot about salt and straw for half a second because I was like, I didn't have my dessert tonight. And then I was like, let's get an Oreo milkshake. And then I was like, oh, crap, I had salt and straw. But I wanted to taste it for research purposes. It was not, to me, that expensive.
Exactly what I was for.
$7.99, and it's pretty good size. It was fantastic. It was really good, creamy. It was really, really good. I drank a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I had dessert, so I don't want to drink too much more.
We're like halfway through.
I did.
Wait a second. Yes. No.
So
It was a very good milkshake.
yeah,
It wasn't too thick.
yeah,
They gave you a big, thick, like
Yeah.
straw that you could drink it through a lot easier. I thought it had great flavor, really good whipped cream on top. And then, so I had like 2 of the tenders. You ate one.
Yep.
We got the Chipotle ranch, which both of us hated.
I didn't like either one of them, to be honest.
The garlic, I enjoyed the garlic Parmesan, but it tasted like it just came straight out of a big giant tub that was shipped in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It tastes like a homemade sauce. It reminded me actually a lot of Buffalo Wild Wings garlic Parmesan sauce that you can buy in the bottles in the grocery store.
Okay.
It's kind of thick. I thought it was actually pretty good with the tenders, but then I was just walking through that. I had my box because I love the way they put them in the boxes, to-go box.
Yeah.
So I have my box of tenders in the one arm that we're now walking through to do a little more looking at stuff and shopping on the way out. It's got the fries poured on top that were left, and I had a milkshake in the other hand. Like, it just looked ridiculous. So
You did not.
and to be honest, I actually had them both in the same hand. So I had, in my right hand, I had the box wedged between my forearm and my chest, holding it, and then I had the milkshake in my hand because I needed a free left hand to be able to dig in the box. So I'm just walking through Disney Springs like that.
You said you could walk with it. We sat down to eat.
No, I did walk with it. I walked with it okay. I just probably looked like, I don't know what. I just looked ridiculous. But I really like Chicken Guy.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
Really good.
Yep.
The meat is tender.
Yep.
The breading on the outside is flavorful.
They're done. They don't feel like you're like.
Fries are outstanding.
Yep.
This was $9.49 for a fountain beverage, the fries and 5 tenders.
That's pretty good
And it's a lot
for Disney. Yeah.
like really, really big tenders. So Chicken Guy always gets our approval. I'm a big Guy Fieri fan of his TV shows. Not 100% sure what he does in his personal life anymore, but he can do that on his own. And so went back. We stayed at the Drury for the night. Again, we really love it. Comfy bed. We had a king bed. Comfy bed. Comfy pillows. Even if they're not king pillows, they're very small.
They are. They're like very small. Like
They don't even seem like a standard pillow size.
I think they're standard, but because I think they look so small on the king bed.
Yeah.
But there's quite a bit of them.
No, laying on it.
But there's so many of them. Like the 6 of them, I think, or something.
Yeah.
So we slept really great.
We did.
Had
Really
great breakfast. And then, I mean, I know we're going to be back at Disney. So I was like, because we need almost something to record on. So
Well, I said
then we,
breakfast, and I just said, because we didn't have other plans today, other than to come home, record, relax a little. And so I said to her, I was like, do you want to stop by the outlets just in case they have any other cruise stuff? We got some stuff for the cruise. Some Tommy Bahama shirt for your dad, a long sleeve white linen shirt for me that I'm gonna wear. Only that open with just
Okay. Well, correction, we didn't get that, but Rachel had it, so we got her Disney one, so we got that. So thank God. But yeah, so anyways, but we stopped to see about ours, and just curious because there are a lot of times where we see things in there that's still in the parks.
Yeah.
For example, the home pillow that we wanted, the dogs kind of like scratched on it and messed it up. So we wanted a new one. It is there. I do know it is still in the parks.
Yep.
It is only $20 at the outlet. I will look this weekend when we're there. Because I don't remember, but we got that. They had a few things for Rachel for the treasure.
Yeah, Disney Treasures he's been on, and we told her we're going because usually it involves shopping on either end.
Oh, we always tell Rachel.
Or messaging back and forth.
100%.
We're always looking for things for each other. She has a Disney, unfortunately, not for long. She has a Disney outlet in Sawgrass.
Yep.
And then we have, these that we stop by. So she said, can you look for anything from the Disney Treasure? And we walk in.
And there's everything. I feel like everything. Yeah. There was so much stuff.
And everything from mugs.
So much stuff that I then videoed. Yeah. Because I was like, oh God, Rachel, here. And I'm like videoing, showing her all this stuff. But unfortunately they didn't have, they had one cruise shirt that I was like, my mom, I think, would wear that. So I got her another one. I asked Daddy, I videoed him, and he was like, I said it's like an orangey color because it's not, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. So I got that for her. So hopefully she will like it. But yeah, unfortunately, nothing else for us. Excuse me, on cruise line.
I got.
You did.
Pretty well.
I was like, I'm good. I just wanted the home blanket.
Yeah.
But if I loved Pluto,
They had a lot.
they had a lot of.
Pluto's that.
Yeah, I was really surprised because that's newer too.
It is.
And that's stuff that's in the park still.
They had one of the, and again, usually they have smaller sizes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They don't often have extra large that I wear. So a lot of times I see stuff I want, they don't have extra large. They did not have this, but they had the Brett Iwan button-up, short sleeve, collared shirt that is in the parks right now and didn't come out that long ago.
Yeah.
I was able to pick up a hoodie, the gray hoodie that has the Mickey piece hand on the front.
That I've still seen in the parks.
Yeah, we see the ones that are the black hoodies.
Yep.
I don't know if we've seen the gray, but anyway.
Okay.
Like, what, $20-$30 for that? This is third year of Jollywood Nights, right? In the first 2 years, I bought the t-shirt.
Yep.
I didn't buy it this last Jollywood Nights. I didn't love it. And so
But you're like, it'll probably be at Character Warehouse.
I did. And I was
It was.
kind of sad I never got it. It was $4.99, so I picked that up.
Yep.
I also picked up the Jollywood Nights Spirit jersey, which again, it's one of the, we do see a lot of stuff in the parks now. The stuff we buy in the parks are stuff that we truly want and air quote can't live without.
Right.
Otherwise, we say, hey, it's up at the outlets.
Right.
That it was meant to be.
But then sometimes, something sells out, and then I'm like, oh man, I should have got that.
Yes.
So that's hard.
It does happen.
Yeah.
But, so we did that. Had a good, successful Character Warehouse trip. And then you wanted to hit up Vera Bradley.
Well, okay. So we're in Orlando. We are literally up 2 miles from Disney World. And there are the outlets, which is not only did the Disney Character Warehouse outlet. You know, you got Vera Bradley, you got Tommy Bahama.
The Crocs.
You got Crocs.
I have not seen anywhere else that were Disney related,
Yeah.
including a little Croc, pool beach bag.
Those.
It's Mickey.
Yeah, that was cute.
And a fanny pack that you could even put the I always want to call them giblets. What are they called? Giblets where you take out a turkey.
Ew.
Throw stuff in the cavity and pull out giblets. What am I thinking? What are they called? Giblet?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I have to look it up because it's bothering me.
Okay.
People are yelling it out.
So I've saw on my Facebook the Vera Bradley outlet store, and it is now called Stitch Monsteria. And it basically is a blue and red. And so you got red with blues, and then you've got blue with reds. And I was like, let's, go check. So we do. And they do have some stuff. Now none of this is on sale. And and none of the, if it's priced like 50% off or whatever this situation is, they do not apply to like Stitch and Disney, because there was Mickey in there, not only Stitch, there was Mickey and Minnie, there was Ariel, there was Rapunzel. Yeah, really good. But they had Stitch, and Jeremy just said today, because of going on the cruise soon, that we do need, because our Vera Bradley overnight bag that we have, that is first of all, we need to, I need to dump it out again and then re-put all the things in it. But what we have is, it's just to catch on, everything's in it, which is great, but we don't need to take that on the cruise. So
when we go to Disney for one night, like we did.
Correct.
I'm carrying in a bag that looks like I'm smuggling that big stuff.
So we saw it. It was only, and I feel like this is a good price for Vera. It was only $50.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. But they had one, I think she called it a tag left.
Yeah.
That was like $20. And it had Stitch and then Pudge eating a sandwich. So I was like, well, we have to get that.
Yep.
So we got that. And then we walked over to Tommy Bahama, and they have some stuff too. But so at the Character Warehouse, they have a Tommy Bahama that is on sale and half price pretty much.
Yeah.
This Disney stuff that they have at Tommy Bahama, even though it was Christmas, there is no, excuse me, there's nothing. You can't get no discounts, no nothing.
I didn't care.
But I don't either.
Because you walk in, first of all, it's just willy-nilly random right in the middle.
Yes, it is.
Set up as though it's a clearance rack.
Yes, it is.
Because it's not a lot of items. Every last one of them should have been on sale.
I would agree. But because he does have a Disney Tommy Bahama shirt, like, we're not the types to be like, okay, we need a Tommy Bahama, like, shorts or pants. We need something plain. So there was not only 40% off going on in the store, but an extra 25. And then I was like, I would like some pants to be on the cruise. And instead of white, because I don't want to be that person where you can see everything. And then my husband or my parents being like,
pants though, they're not Tommy Bahama. I will be wearing white linen pants.
Yeah, but I feel like it's different for guys and stuff. Right. But me, I feel like, I don't know. So, but they had tan. So I got a pair of tan pants, and then Jeremy got an off-white pair of Tommy Bahama, like nice linen shorts to wear. And with everything discounted, basically, and these shorts were $100. So with everything discounted, both of our shorts and pants were $100.
Yeah.
So it was almost like I paid for his shorts and got my pants free. Like, it was really cool.
And I think the reason, we bring up not only the character outlet portion for folks that maybe don't know about it, but we also talk about Tommy Bahama and bring up Crocs and Vera Bradley and all is, I think one of the things we haven't done a good job of during some of our episodes in talking about non-park days and what to do. If you got a car, get an Uber or whatever, head over to the Vineland outlets, because not only do you have access to highly discounted Disney gear, all kinds of stuff at the character outlet there, any of the stores that are there that have had collaborations with Disney are most likely going to have Disney stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, that's, we've got all these same outlet stores right down the road from where we live.
But they don't have Disney.
Not in Orlando.
Correct.
They don't have Disney.
Correct.
Go to our Crocs.
We've tried.
Go to our Tommy Bahama.
We found some
Stuff before.
We have found some at Crocs, and we have found some like at Hey Dude. We did find yours.
Dude.
Super cute. But again, you're gonna have more, and you're gonna have that more of a variety. Yes. I feel like down 2 miles from Disney World.
So by no way is this a relaxing kind of off day thing. So if your off day is we just want to relax by the pool, go for it. But if you're thinking, what things can we do? That's something that you can do.
Yeah.
Just head to the outlets. There's plenty of places to eat.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room to walk around.
Yeah.
You probably are better getting an Uber for the simple fact that parking tends to be an absolute
yeah, that's true.
Normally. So something that you might want to plan into your off day. But that's our weekend.
Yeah.
To it.
And now we're going to pack for this coming weekend because it's supposed to be nice and warm.
Yeah.
So I can take some spirit jerseys for the afternoon, evening, because once that sun goes down, this is going to be the hardest part. So the highs are all 80s this whole next weekend.
Yeah.
Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then 60% chance on Sunday of rain, which this is usually nice. We'll wake up in the Disney hotel.
Stop by Jeff's Bagel.
There you go. Come home.
Guys, they opened the Jeff's Bagel in Neptune Beach. Probably about 40 minutes from us, by the way, this past week.
Yeah.
So if you were unaware how I somehow was and you live in the Jacksonville area, there's now a Jeff's Bagel in one of the public shopping centers on Beach Boulevard at Neptune Beach. So go support them.
Well, anyways, it is supposed to be hot. And this is where then at night, like the lows, now sometimes it's midnight, 67 degrees. But if you, like me, am going to wear a tank and shorts during the day and maybe get a little sunburn or whatever, you know, you get colder when that sun goes down. So a good Spirit jersey is good to tie around a belt bag to be able to put over at night. So I'm going to go pack and get ready for all that.
Yeah, we sure will. And of course, if you want to hear all about next weekend, we are eating at the Sit Down La Creperie in packages, Garden Rock's dining package. So we will have that information to bring you, whatever other kind of dining we do. Of course, look out for that kind of live and on location, honest review episode on Friday, all about what do we try at Flower and Garden.
Which I'm excited. I know Jeremy's not Barry, but I am.
Food, but I do love the festival as a whole. Hit subscribe and you get these brand new episodes every single Tuesday and Friday. Of course, Rhonda and I would be very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got, and we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.